So, if you know me in this channel, I do a lot of videos about Chainsaw Man. Between the characters, the arcs, the future of it, and the anime, man, I do a lot of videos on it. And I did the Reeds video, and I did a Cranksy video, and I did other character analysis. And so, actually, one of my first analysis was Denji, fun fact, I did it on this channel. But anyways, I was like, you know what, let me do another character from Chainsaw Man that I know people love, that I actually like too. Because if you don't know, we're in part 2 of Chainsaw Man's story right now. And I think you could easily say one of the highlights of the story is definitely Yoru and Asa and the whole War Devil dynamic. And it's basically Yoru as like his new main protagonist of this series. So I want to talk about why I love Yoru as, you know, the new protagonist of Chainsaw Man. So let's get straight into it, man. Oh, whoa! I'm just giving my reasons why I like her, simply as that. So starting off with, one of my reasons I like her so much is that I like how Fujimoto switched it up with, like, as switching different characters as, like, in the main character. Because, you know, part 1 was Denji's stories, and I feel like part 2 is Yoru's story because, you know, he put a JoJo Bizarre Adventure on this. But yeah, I see him telling like a different point of view for somebody else's story, because we all know in part 1 that Denji went through a whole bunch of shit involving some characters, you know, and how they ended up by the end of the series. And it's like, man, oof, we had the highs and the lows. And you can say that Denji achieved something in the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1, and his story, you could say, is wrapped up for his point of view. Now, with Part 2, we got Yoru's point of view. Oh, my bad, I meant to say, so Asa, this video is really about Asa, but I am going to include Yoru the War Devil in this because, you know, it's a part of a character. So if I say Yoru, I'm actually talking about Asa sometimes. Anyways, Asa, we get to see her point of view of this because we see her start out in a story like how Denji started out. Well, similar, but not really, but both starting out in a pretty shit situation. As far as Denji, I could write a whole book about what stuff he had to do to survive and stuff like that, you know, like giving him an eyeball, giving up some limbs, you know, for money to eat, yeah. As far as Asa, she wasn't as bad, but, you know, the story started out from her point of view that, well, her parents got eaten by devils, so of course she's an orphan now. And then even at school, people didn't really treat her like shit, at least not in the beginning at first, because, well, you know, she was just like a loner, and in ways, you could just tell that she was basically being like an antisocial introvert in school, so. And this kept on happening for a while until she started becoming friends with the chicken. Yeah, you might want to read that part of the story. And then later on, some things happened in the first chapter that would eventually cause her to almost be eaten by one of her classmates. And, you know, basically who became a devil. And it was just like, it was a crazy stuff happening. She wanted to live because, you know, she would do things the right way when she getting a second chance. And when she formed the War Devil, Yoru, and then that's when, you know, her story basically started. She has this power, it's insane Sukuna-like power that will help her in fights and stuff like that. Yoru's goal is to, like, kill Chainsaw Man. And she's also part of the 4 Horsewomen theory. Videos out there talking about the whole theory by itself, which is kind of true at this point now. Yeah, we go on a journey to see, you know, how will she accomplish this goal of killing Chainsaw Man, aka Denji. War Devil and Asa, like, kind of like same but different beings. Yoru is like definitely like a straightforward, tough person and a killer, damn near. And Asa is like this lonely, shy, introverted girl who is struggling to find herself and become more confident and trying to honestly find happiness. Because there are a lot of like chapters where it's like, damn, she's just like, she's going through it and stuff. I like how she's trying to venture out and trying to like become happy. And there are moments in the story where she actually found happiness a little bit. Throughout the story, Asa meets friends like Yoshida and Yuko, which oh boy, Yuko, that's a story for another time. But long story short, I'm talking about spoilers right now, so if you're not really caught up to part 2, then you might want to, you know, be careful and I guess leave this video. But anyways, yeah, Yuko actually ended up dying, fortunately, because, well, she tried to be the anti-hero of the story because she wanted to protect Asa because she was getting, you know, teased and stuff in this point in time in the story, and she wanted to protect him by actually going to school and, you know, being a little school threat. And, you know, she became a devil because she had a contract, like I said, whole story about herself. And then she was causing mayhem and stuff, and then guess who had to come and, you know, stop the devil, and that was Chainsaw Man, aka Denji, man. And he came into the story, and I'm talking about, this is like 11 chapters. We was waiting for this forever, and then he finally came and, you know, got rid of her, but she ended up dying by, I think, some other being of Chainsaw Man. It was something. But yeah, she ended up losing her, and there go Asa's first friend that she haven't made in the school, actually genuinely bonded with, and like, cause bro, they was becoming low-key best friends. So once she was gone, and then of course that made Asa sad. And even though in the beginning of the story when she killed that chicken, like I said, spoilers now, she killed that chicken, she got teased on a lot by her classmates just when they started to like her. It was an accident, and then they didn't understand that, so they started teasing her, and that's when that caused, you know, Asa's self-doubt and, like, you know, self-pity, because she always hated herself for that. And then with the Yoku thing, it was like, damn, like, she is going through it. I told her back-to-back tragedies, and I'm like, God damn, can she get a break? And that also kind of reminds me of Denji, because you remember, well, not in the beginning of the story, but later on in the story where Denji started losing his companions, and it was like, damn, they both going through it. So you can see like low-key parallels with like them losing some things and trying to overcome it and trying the best ways to do it, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, and they even talk about the interaction between her and Denji. So I think this is a very interesting love story between them two. Because first off, you know, Asa meets him, and that's the target person to kill as Chainsaw Man. That's a dilemma right there. And then Denji can't tell her that he's Chainsaw Man, even though he did, but she didn't believe him. And that's see, it's so many different comedic things in this, you know, in this series, man. It's funny, but yeah, they actually didn't really understand each other at first, because Denji was upbringing, you know, he's a finesser, so he's gonna finesse his way up to the top if he can. So when Asa found out that he was finessing homeless people for money, she didn't like him as his character, because that was wrong. And you know, they butt heads about that. They didn't really like each other like that, because Denji didn't like how she judged him a lot and tell him what's wrong and what's right. Just really two stubborn people. They really bonded during the aquarium thing, when the whole situation when they got stuck in the Eternity Devil thing again. So yeah, they bonded, they got to know each other more, and they actually had a great time with these dope ass manga panels, and you can see how they was genuinely like forming like a bond. I was like, man, yes! I was sharing my seat, bro. I was like, finally, we got Asa times Denji. I shipped them so much. Sorry about that, but yeah, so I was happy when they was bonding and stuff. And then with the recent chapters when they was hanging out at Denji's house, y'all know what happened right there. Like I said, go watch my YouTube video to find out what happened. But we see that by the end of it, they had to erase her like memory with the whole date with Denji. And so it basically showed that Naruto caused her to think that Denji rejected her, or no, stood her up on the date. And then so that unfortunately caused I think what every teenage girl go through. And that is the self-pity thing, where they think like, am I great enough? Am I good enough? Am I attractive? And really, it's not his fault. It's really not his fault. And also, Yoro got involved in that too, so you can blame her for that too. But I think Asa is a character who's like in the beginning of the story is trying to like find herself, like I said earlier, find her confidence. I really believe that she's just trying to like to survive in this, because there was moments where she could have died, and there's also moments in the story where she was like had an inner monologue, and it was really depressing, the thoughts she has. And like, I'm talking about like, I was like depression. I was like, damn, I really hope she like makes it through it. That's why I love how we get like this new character point of view, because in part one, Denji was already like confident low-key, because he already knew who he was in the beginning. He just was grateful to be in a new situation that he could adapt to. And Asa is already like in a shitty situation, who don't really have no confidence at all, and is like depressed. She's literally like currently depressed, and she's trying to like figure out her way in this life. That's why I hope she gets like crazy development, because I already know it's gonna happen soon. And so I don't know where her story's gonna end up, but like my potential guess for her ending, I talked about in this video. I know I'm sorry, I'm promoting a lot, but hey, go watch that video. I talked about her ending, possible end for part 2. So I think there are other characters that who she's yet to encounter. Like I know she's gonna talk to the Yoshida in the next couple chapters, and then the other 4 horsewoman devil, the one she's a part of, the one that just pops up out of nowhere, forgot her name, but yeah, she probably talk to her more, because I'm still wondering about her character. And then just like, man, people who haven't known yet, like that little club with the Chainsaw Man, the devil hunting community, I don't know, the fake Chainsaw Man, I don't know who they are. We're still in the beginning stages of the story, so that's why we haven't learned more about these other characters yet. But within like 20 chapters, we learn more about Yoru each and Asa each chapter, and I like that part. So yeah, and the dynamic between those two is funny. Like it's funny, and also I'm glad like War Devil gets like Yoru out of her comfort zone sometimes, and like to makes her achieve some things, which is, you know, it's pretty nice, a little small detail, but yeah. And I really truly hope that her character get like a great moment, like a nice heartwarming moment, because she deserves it, man. I really hope she succeeds in the story some way, somehow, to have like a successful moment. I just want to be happy. I really want to be happy. But yeah, that being said, that's kind of it for this video, man. And I hope you enjoyed it. And more anime videos on the way, more character videos on the way. And stay tuned, because I am making my top 50 anime list soon, man. I don't want to, I know a little teaser, but yeah, I'll catch you on this video, and I'm out. Bye.